Hey, everybody, how we doing?
Good morning, friends.
Joe here.
And Kevin.
Yeah, okay, so we're in it now. Season 2 of The Good Place. They're buddied up with Michael.
Right. I think this is kind of exciting, actually,
I think it's
as a
really
place
fun.
to start. Yeah.
It's a cool dynamic. Um, maybe we can finally get on Michael's side.
Sure.
I'm a little trepidatious with Michael. Does he have another end game, right? Is,
Uh,
is, is he to be trusted like entirely? I don't think they really have a choice, and I don't think he really has a choice either.
yeah, I think the setup is a little bit different than that. Personally, I've been thinking about this way too much this week because I'm very much bought in on this show.
It's a great show.
Um,
Worth thinking of.
I think the question, the big existential questions the show's been posing thematically from the
Sure.
beginning is, what is it that constitutes a good person's
Yeah.
life versus a bad person's life, and what are the extenuating circumstances that kind of cause both,
Okay.
right? Because there are almost always there are, right, and then there's not a universal way you even
I don't
handle
think
those.
it's black and white.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now we have Michael, who I think the most interesting thing that happened in that last episode, because we kind of saw the fact that they were going to have to team up, right? They were leading into that.
Sure.
Um, but the twist that Eleanor threw in is you have to take the philosophical class. Let's speak English. The philosophy and ethics classes with us,
Say that 3 times fast.
right? And Michael isn't a person, right?
He's not a person.
So we've had a season plus with these human characters debating and considering and discussing what is a good person versus a bad person.
Yeah.
And now we've got an outside character who isn't a person, whose perspective is going to be learning what is a good human being versus what is a bad human being. It's kind of like Data.
It is like Data. Okay, so the thing
Right.
is, I think that he also already has some learning curve with it as well because he's spent so much time with them.
Right.
I mean, he's witnessed their lives basically.
Sure. Yeah, he has, and he's obviously very smart, and he's old, but obviously he's also evil. So these aren't things he's considered yet. I think we're going to actually get something I think is really cool, and that is a moral arc for Michael.
Mm-hmm.
We spent a season kind of seeing like sincere growth out of the four main characters on the show, the four people being tortured, right?
Yeah.
But now we have an opportunity for a person who not only isn't a human, but one who hates humanity,
Sure.
whose existence is to torture humanity, to learn ethics, which I think is great.
We could have a really fun season because I believe the first season was really about Eleanor specifically,
Sure.
and then the rest of the gang too becoming good people, right?
Right.
And I think they ultimately
Better
did
people.
get better
Right.
people. But I would say they're good people. They're willing to sacrifice.
Yeah, for
one
sure.
another.
I think the jury's still a little out on Jason.
I just think he's so innocent. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
He's not completely innocent, but he's like a child.
I mean, he's a felon.
He's a felon.
He's committed multiple felonies, and
That's true.
and he hasn't really expressed any remorse yet. I think he'll get there. I don't think he's maliciously evil. I don't hate Jason.
Easily influenced.
Yeah, and he's dumb.
That's what it is.
He's dumb. So he doesn't. He's not an ethical person because he doesn't realize that he should be.
Yeah.
He wasn't brought up to consider
Exactly. He's not
the implications of his behaviors on other people.
he's just
Right.
like a child.
Yeah, he's very self-centered and narcissistic, which is what children are.
So I think that was the first season. I think season 2 might be about Michael's growth into a good person.
Absolutely. And I think we're still going to have, we didn't obviously get there with all the other characters. Chidi's more decisive, but he's still,
he's not
my
100%.
my stomach hurts is still a thing he says all the time when he has to make a decision. Obviously, Tahani is still a little bit narcissistic. Obviously,
Sure.
Jason is a little bit narcissistic.
Yeah, we just saw Tahani's death scene. We finally saw how she got there.
Right, and Eleanor clearly is not all the way to where she wants to be. She's still willing to work, which says even she knows she's not where she wants to be.
Miles ahead of where she was.
So much better. I mean,
Yeah.
she's been self-sacrificial.
That's what I'm saying.
Which is a lot to ask of any person, let alone one that is considered a bad person. And let's face it, she was selling fake drugs to seniors for 7 straight years on Earth. That's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
She's not. If she's better than Jason, at least in her life, it wasn't by a whole lot.
They're pretty even.
They're pretty evenly off. We do want to go ahead and welcome Kelda Carson, Brandon, Tim, and Cameron Miller to our Patreon group. Thanks so much, guys. We are very happy here with us.
Yes, we are. And if you guys are watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel. If you'd mind hitting the like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we've coming your way.
Yeah, if you'd like to see a full-length reaction of this and everything else we've watched or are watching, please check out a link in the description below to our Patreon page. On every show we're watching, including The Good Place, we are at least 4 episodes ahead on Patreon of where we are on YouTube. So if you get done watching this on YouTube and want to keep going, that's the way to do it. You are going to have to sync and watch along on your own Netflix. You will only see and hear us for copyright purposes.
Yes.
We're also watching 30 Rock right now as a Patreon exclusive.
You gotta admit,
Vicky.
things are going pretty well since I took over.
Certainly a lot smoother lately.
Yeah, because we're killing it.
I work so hard on my torture ideas, and theirs are so basic. These millennials, they have no work ethic.
Is that what we should call you, demon?
Well, I mean, it's not really accurate, and we consider it to be a little racist, but it's fine. All right, let me just get into the mindset of a human.
He's really going to struggle with this for a while.
I'm a human, and my breathing tube is next to my eating tube.
That's exactly how we talk.
That's exactly that's how we do it.
Yeah.
That's how we get down.
Right.
What if I have a party that is so amazing that it's actually better than the party that's supposed to win?
He does not get it, does she? She's still struggling.
Yeah.
I, Tahani Al-Jamil, shall do my level best to make every event too much.
Oh, I wish that was a real code. Yeah. I know, right?
I feel bad for her. I really
Yeah.
do. More so in this season than the first season.
Right.
Michael is not into your class. Right now, I'm the best student.
If you live forever, then ethics don't matter to you because basically there's no consequences for your actions. You tell a lie, who cares? I have to force him to think about what we used to think about, that life has an end, and therefore our actions have meaning.
It's called retirement. It's rare, but when one of us really screws something up, my essence would be scooped out of my body with a flaming ladle.
Imagine being retired. Everyone else is here, but you, poof, gone.
Hot tip dancing so good.
No. Me?
Yeah. Is this the existential crisis?
It's gotta be. Oh, it's like the scream.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Being scooped
Okay.
out with a flaming ladle
Now
is
we're
quite
getting
descriptive.
somewhere. It's the first step towards understanding human ethics.
And what if he can't?
Well, then he'll be a lifeless shell of misery forever, and we're all doomed.
Searching for meaning is philosophical suicide. How does anyone do
God.
anything?
Welcome to our world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I had a pretty big existential crisis in college. Rocked my world, man.
Sometimes when a dog is very old, like 5 or 6 or something,
Like,
Oh,
he
no.
crosses a long rainbow bridge.
I respect her for trying.
I guess the straw in the wine glass is a choice.
Your dog Max is dead in a duffel bag under the deck.
How did he die?
The short answer is I don't know.
I take back what I said about giving her credit for trying. Yeah.
Yeah, her mom is the worst person that's ever lived of all time. Well, I don't know. That's pretty bad.
Hitler's worse.
I was literally, that's where my mind went, was Hitler.
Yeah.
Now he's
Yeah.
having an existential crisis. So we need to cheer him up.
Look at how pretty the restaurant is.
It looks really nice.
Looks cool.
I've never been at a party that nice.
No.
We're all just corpses who haven't yet begun to decay.
Yeah,
God.
but balloons.
The entire party are going to be heading over here soon, unless I am sorely mistaken.
He just does not get it.
Happy birthday, got
Yeah.
to a giraffe. Build a bear.
The real bear.
Whatever's going on right now, just shove your feelings way down deep, plaster on a fake smile, and pretend you're having fun, okay?
And that
Right,
Kangi's
honey, you
pouch.
just need to walk around the party looking miserable. Great, just like that. Perfect.
She can't even
Sounds
accept the
pretty
fact that this is a setup, and she's still upset.
They planned it.
Yeah, and she knows.
You okay?
Okay, I'm a new man. Oh, Eleanor, thank you so much.
Like,
for
this
the
is
honest
funny.
Shoving my feelings down deep.
He's moved on from existential crisis to just straight up midlife crisis.
Yeah,
That's
he's
of
good,
course
right?
dad
There are
levels.
a ton of guys like that back in Arizona.
Existential crisis is an acknowledgement that life is absurd and that absurdity needs to be confronted. But this is just denial, and at any
Yeah.
moment that denial could collapse. And
Guy
Yeah.
contemplates his own death for one forking minute and completely loses his grip on reality?
Don't be
Wow.
sad, okay? Your father wasn't great. Let's call him what he was, a fart in the shape of a man.
Wow.
Look, I know Hitler's worse. I know. I'm just saying, top 5 of all time? Like,
He's pretty bad.
No need. This party is far superior.
I'm sure yours is amazing.
Well, I did fine on the decor.
Birth is a curse and existence is a prison. But don't think about that. Don't be sad, you guys. Listen, when you guys first took over, I was upset. But it's all good now.
This is all inadvertently working out well.
It is.
Yeah.
There are baby monkeys and dolphins to ride, and the game of Hungry Hungry Hippos with actual hippos.
Yes, I'd play that.
That'd be pretty sick, actually.
Oh.
You stay and have fun. I'm gonna go and throw myself a pity party, though I doubt I can even throw one of those properly.
Oh my god. She's doing a pretty good job so far.
Yeah, but it was a setup all along.
Yeah.
She's upset that, when she knew the game was rigged.
She's just got a lot going
Issues. Yeah.
Can't stop moving. Can't stop moving. If I stop
Right.
moving, I'll start thinking. If I start thinking, I'll start thinking about things I don't want to think about, like death.
I mean, emotionally, he's all over the map right now, and I can't believe
Yeah.
I'm saying this, but I don't think this can be solved with a book.
What's the big whoop? I
You
depend.
know?
Parent toothbrushes can be close to the kid toothbrushes and
Wow.
Oh.
watch over them.
I mean, you need a Kleenex?
Thank you. Sorry, I'm so embarrassed. A family pack?
You know what's really happening right now? You're learning what it's like to be human.
Yeah.
All humans are
100%.
aware of death. Try and ignore your sadness. It just ends up leaking out of you anyway. I've been there. And everybody's been there. So don't fight it.
What's this say about me? About the life I lived? The way they're torturing me is through event planning mishaps. But really that shallow?
Listen,
Temporarily, maybe.
back in Jacksonville,
I think she's gonna get
I
over
was
it.
in
Let's hope.
charge of.
Yeah.
You've been really down on yourself, but you're the most amazing person I've ever met. The
Yeah.
thing is, you're cool, dope, fresh, and smart-brained.
That was
That was a
actually
nice
a really
moment.
nice scene.
I like
yeah,
that,
it really
yeah.
was.
I have
That's
to
true.
embellish your misery
Okay,
on these fake
that's true,
torture
right.
reports so that my boss doesn't get suspicious.
Where are those goofballs?
Oh, did not see this coming. She wants to have a deep conversation with Jason, and he's just not a deep guy.
Yeah, he's like, where's the frosted place?
Right? Yeah.
Okay, this can go a couple different ways. One, I'm surprised that we never got Janet, which must have just been a one-off in that season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we may down the road.
But also, it's like you get rebooted so many times. We obviously saw Eleanor and Chidi in one of those timelines,
Right.
so anything goes, really.
Sure.
You know.
We don't know if they're naturally going to end up together by
Sure.
the fact that they should be, because I don't think we're done with Eleanor and Chidi being together.
No,
I feel like that's still going to be a
the
thing.
chemistry is just too strong.
Absolutely.
You know. Also, I hate it when people say I don't know how to cook, but I can make cereal. It drives me crazy. Anyways, but no, I think that maybe Tahani hanging out with Jason would be good for her. It might lower her inhibitions a little bit, which is definitely a good thing because she is ratcheted all the way up.
And he's all the way down. I think they'll be maybe
Yeah.
good for each other.
Meet in the middle.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
At least a little bit of rubbing off. Just like I think Michael's going to really benefit from being around Eleanor,
Mhm.
and I think Chidi might benefit a little bit from Michael.
Sure.
You know, because
And Eleanor.
Chidi is because
Yeah.
he's really uptight and rigid in terms of the ethical line that he walks. right?
Absolutely.
He's got there's no room for gray area with him, and I feel like he could probably use some.
Sure. He's definitely the smartest out of everybody too.
Sure.
So I kind of like the fact that he is the unofficial leader.
Right.
Obviously, Eleanor's the leader of the group because she takes charge more than anybody else does.
And she's got the street smarts that none of the other four have, including Chidi.
Yes.
I
So
mean, she's the one who figured out that they were in the bad place. She's not stupid.
she's not stupid at all, and that's why I like Chidi and Eleanor being
Right.
paired up with one another because they do bounce off on each other in great ways, and I think they do make each other better people. The Jason and Tahani thing is very interesting though because they could not be more unalike.
Right.
You know, I really want to see Tahani loosen up a little bit.
She will. I think
Yeah.
so. I mean, I think that we're kind of at a starting point, a little bit, since we're like, okay, this is the reality we're going to follow without a reset.
Yeah.
Right. So Tahani is kind of, we have seen improvement from her for sure in terms of getting out of our narcissism a little bit
Yeah.
and considering other people, but she's still got a long ways to go as far as her insecurities really haven't been addressed.
Sure.
Her family issues haven't been addressed yet, and I think they will be.
I think so. We've seen enough of it at this point to where
Right.
like it's gonna come back in some way. You know.
Yeah, there's got to be some way that she can confront her parents, her sister, or both. You know what I mean?
And herself, honestly.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, her parents are probably dead, right?
I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying,
Wait.
the opportunity for her to actually meet her parents.
Did they
and-
say they died?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, they're dead. They were doing the estate. They were
Yeah, that's
splitting up
right.
their estate. Yeah,
that's
they're
right.
dead.
Yeah.
But I think the opportunity for her to meet her parents, and really, I wouldn't be surprised if Eleanor meets her dad at some point.
Yeah.
To kind of like, these are serious unresolved issues. Then as these people try to grow, I mean, maybe they get to address them.
Sure.
Now, the reality of the world, of course, and this isn't a realistic world,
Yeah.
is that you have to be comfortable with the fact that sometimes you don't get to address those issues. So maybe it's not at all, right? If you have a complicated relationship with a parent and that parent dies, that's it. You missed your chance. They missed their chance. Yeah, it's up to you to work through it kind of in isolation.
Yeah.
Or at least without closure with them.
Sure.
So maybe there's a chance that they do, and maybe not. I would really like it if at least Tahani got that chance, because I feel like even more like, obviously Eleanor had crap parents, but she had crap parents from the beginning and kind of made her life make do.
She's always kind
without
of
them. Exactly. Right. But Tahani was always trying to please her parents right up until and not to her sister, right?
Constant competition with her sister.
Right up until the moment she died. Right. And so I feel like, at least for her, the opportunity to address that issue would be great if we got it on the show. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. But it's not outside the realm of possibility.
I think, that's more Tahani's story, right? Is the family dynamic.
I think so. I really do. I think that's why she can't win.
Sure. And Eleanor does have the family issues as well. Obviously, we spent a good chunk of this episode dealing with that. But I do think it's more of her coming to terms with herself.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, obviously they both need to come to terms with themselves, but I think you're right. I think Eleanor has been self-medicating her whole life as far as not having parents. So, like, I don't know if it'd be the same, right? Tahani and Eleanor are completely different people, and the way their families mess them up is completely different.
Yeah, but there's a similarity. But
right, but one was trying to please their family forever, and one was trying to subsist despite them forever, which are kind of opposite ends of the spectrum, right? So I think if one of them is going to have a resolution that involves actually confronting their family, it would be Tahani more than Eleanor.
I would love an episode where they both just sit down and talk about it.
I would too.
I think it'd be really engaging.
Yeah.
Do you think that we ever get another reboot? Because I know Michael said that we're going to say, I can just pretend like I'm rebooting you.
I don't, because I think I think we spent the first couple episodes kind of playing that out.
Sure.
It's possible.
Like down the road. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like in season 3 or 4. I don't know. But
I mean, that would pull us pretty much back
weird.
to 1. Yeah, I don't think so. I think we've done it.
Yeah, I think
just because it's like, well, then the last 3 seasons didn't matter.
It'd be gimmicky at that point.
Yeah, I don't think so. Obviously, I trust the showrunner and the writers more than any show that we're watching, almost.
Yeah.
To not trip over themselves and to nail it. So if they do, it'll work out. It'll be well done.
And somebody said on Patreon that he had the whole season planned out. He knows where it's going.
Sure.
So I'm excited to see that. And honestly,
there was probably an outline for 4 seasons of this show.
Yeah, and I'm really enjoying season 2. Season 1 had that mystery element behind it.
For sure.
This one is just like, I'm just along for the ride.
Right.
Like, I'm sure there's a mystery or a twist or something down the road, but at the same time, I'm just enjoying watching these characters grow with one another.
Sure. And the season finale from 1, the big reveal episode, just went up on YouTube today, and a lot of people, people who shared the links of the cast didn't even know.
I've watched
I watched that with where the supporting cast, right? All because apparently Ted Danson and Kristen Bell knew.
Yeah.
They were in the bad place the whole time, but no one else in the cast did. And so when they did kind of the table prep for the end, they didn't know where the show was going into the last episode.
Yeah.
And they were just as mind blown as we were when we watched it.
William Harper Jackson, I think that's who plays Judy. His reaction was actually really good.
Right. Yeah.
It was like, what?
It was really great.
Yeah.
So, obviously the showrunners know what they're doing. So if they do a reboot, and again, I'd be really shocked if they did. It's because it just kind of erases so much that, I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I would be stunned if they did it again.
Me too.
All right. We'll catch you in the next one, guys.
See ya.